Last time on Standard Aerei, the party had a face-off with an imposter, Tia. And later it was discovered that this had actually been Rain, and she was some sort of a monster or creature. After narrowly escaping death, the party began to see flickering lights where Tio had made an escape to. And we're going to pick up as they enter the courtyard. As you enter the courtyard, above you, the sky is nearly pitch black. There is a sensation. All of the hairs on your arms feel raised, almost like when there's an electric storm on the way. But there's no storm in store. And colors are flashing in the direction of the courtyard, not too far from you. Purple, blue, green. Purple, blue, green. There's a rumble as if there's thunder. And I want everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Hank is holding Aerei in his hands.
Steph, can I see whatever I'm trying to avoid? Because I have advantage if I can see it.
No. Because the earth below your feet is quaking.
Well, would I be able to see if it was like a crack opening or?
No, you don't see any cracks. It's almost like an earthquake.
Counterpoint, exhaustion.
Yeah, either way. So I have disadvantage anyway, so it doesn't matter. I have a 9 with disadvantage, so lucky me.
Fail. Sapala?
Also 9.
Fail. Tia?
22.
Pass. Shift.
13?
Pass. Hank?
Dirty 20.
Pass. So, Sapala and Arger, you fall to the ground because of the shaking beneath your feet.
No!
Sapala, you're unfamiliar with land, but you've never felt it do this before, and you also fall on your bum. Hank, though, despite being held by Arger, manages to right himself before he falls. So, Tia, Shift, and Hank all manage to stand upright as the ground beneath their feet literally trembles.
This is bad. We gotta go.
Sapala will stand up and just go, is this land supposed to do this?
Last time it happened, I was frozen in ice.
You remember my little story?
Yeah, Ari seems to be freaking out. She seems somewhere... She occasionally is trying to, wriggle out of Hank's hands, frantically, flying, towards the direction of the lights, and, making, a screeching sound.
You mean the story about how you broke the natural laws of nature?
Yeah, that's happening here. We've probably got about few minutes.
Shit.
Do we run away or run to it?
Yeah, what do we do?
I'm going towards it.
To it.
Tia and Hank start booking their way there.
I'm still holding Shift's hand.
You're dragging Shift with you. Shift begrudgingly follows because he has no bones. He's just no bones as she drags you along.
I mean, honestly, at this point, he's being drugged towards essentially what Hank described earlier as the epicenter of death in the afterlife.
Yes.
So Shift, especially Blue Shift, is very interested in what's going on. So it doesn't take Tia a lot of effort to drag him in that direction.
For the record, even if charm wears off, she's probably way too focused on lights, things, and I'm not letting go of your hand.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'd say as you're running, the charm wears off, but you're still just dragging him.
Yeah, I'm not letting go of your hand. It's stuck there now. It's glued.
No, it's a mutual jog.
Oh, I'd say, Shift probably feels the way that your hand is holding changes. Maybe when you were charmed, it's interlaced, but then suddenly you're not charmed, and you just kind of cup the hand.
I like that, yeah, that's accurate.
Then Sapala will just stand up and follow as fast as he can.
Yeah, everyone starts running in the direction. The lights start getting brighter. You see the kind of downward curve of what used to be the garden. And there's a large, I'm going to say almost like a crater shape now taking place in the garden. And at the base of the crater, you see Tio, and he's standing in front of this gold-shaped item. It looks like it used to be part of a gold dragon. It's large. It's probably the size of, a bread box. And the light seems to be wrapping itself from out of there. It's like a spiral of light that just occasionally shoots out of this item. It seems to be lodged in the ground, and it's slowly turning black. Your brother is standing over this item, looking very intent at it. Fascinated. His eyes are big and it's full of the flickering lights that he sees. And he sees you approaching, and he doesn't move. He just stands there and smiles. Says, "Oh, Tia! It's going to be wonderful, Tia!" Do you keep running towards the crater in the ground?
How far away are we?
You're about 15 feet away.
And do I know anything about, like, what exactly is going on?
From what Hank was telling you, that's about all you know, is that this is probably bad news.
Not knowing what's going on, she's probably going to let go of Shift's hand and tackle him.
You're going to try and tackle Tio?
Yeah.
So you let go of Shift's hand. Shift, are you still running?
Towards the epicenter?
Towards the item? Yeah.
Question, you said this is in the middle of a garden?
It's what used to be a garden. It's now a crater in the ground. It looks like whatever was around this item has now been destroyed, and he's kind of at the bottom of like a small hole.
Got it.
It's probably about 15 feet down now.
Based on how gardens work, in my head, you have to have some type of watering system. My question is there any water in the environment?
So it was a flower garden. So it wasn't really like requiring a water system.
Okay, so there was no irrigation or anything like that?
No, it's like a royal rose garden kind of deal. It had a big, like sprawling kind of grass situation with some trees and like flowers all along the edges. But now all the flowers you're noticing on the edges starting to crumple and die.
Oh, okay.
Everything extending from that hole is now starting to turn brown.
So everything is dying within the radius of, and it's expanding.
Yes.
Okay. So this is quite literally the epicenter of death. And you're asking Blue Shift.
Asking Blue Shift as he's trying to run towards the epicenter of death. Yes, I am.
Yeah, so the answer is yes. The answer is Shift is absolutely attracted to the inevitability that is death.
Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw as you hit something that Tia does not seem to hit.
Wait, what? Why doesn't she hit
Something is invisible in front of you. You strike it like a bird hitting a window.
All right. My con's not bad. That's a dirty 20?
Yeah, you're fine. Your pride hurts, though. You just can't move past this barrier.
So, so I physically got stopped.
You physically were stopped.
So, like, Sad Shift is literally just like face on the, like, almost like on a windowsill, just
Yeah.
like pawing at this invisible force, like, let me in.
But Tia, you get through. You're trying to tackle your brother?
Yes, I am trying to...
Give me a melee to see if you even land on him. Give me like an athletics check if you got it.
Can I do acrobatics instead?
Sure, if you're kind of doing like a Ninja Turtle flippy roll, sure.
Yeah, we'll do that. Let's say that.
A frog leap, if you would.
What if Barkley hits the barrier and she's just like...
No, that's exactly what happens. Barkley hits the barrier and is crying next to Shift. But Tia goes flying off the dog.
That was a 21.
To hit Tia?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you do manage to tackle him. Give me a strength check to see if you can grapple him. If that is what you're intending to do.
I am trying to tackle him. Steph, I'm gonna call this a dirty one. It's not I didn't roll a 1, but I rolled a dirty one.
Okay. Yeah, so
I had to
you
clarify.
don't manage to grapple him. Like, you tackle him, and he kind of catches you, and you have a brief memory where you remember playing in this yard with him and throwing yourself at him when you played, and he caught you in just the same way. And he kind of plays with you for a second. It's a little disturbing because he goes, ha ha ha, and throws you in the air and catches you again and puts you beside him. And he goes, isn't it wonderful? It's happening right now. I'm glad that you didn't die.
What the fuck is going on?
What's going on, sister, is our kingdom is going to be on the map.
What are you doing? Do you not see the fucking death?
This isn't the death. You told me this is part of the spell taking place. But once the spell settles in, our kingdom will be the only kingdom that has magic here.
That's not what we want!
Everyone else will have to come to our kingdom. They'll never forget our kingdom's name, Tia.
I just do, like, as hard as I can, I slap him. Which we know does no damage, but that doesn't matter to Tia.
Okay, you're gonna slap him? Go ahead, roll me a melee to see if you even hit. Yeah, you guys look like you want to say something.
Pat, what is the look on Hank's face at the moment?
Oh, if Hank's getting the opportunity, he's literally like primal savagery, just trying to like bust through whatever's in front of him.
Okay. In that case, if he looks like he's about to like go at it, Apollo's basically going to ask Hank, I have Dispel Magic. Do you think that'll work, or is it too late?
Do it now.
Are you casting it on the barrier, or are you casting it, or are you trying to cast it on the item?
Well, let me double check the definition of the spell, because I want to make sure I get this right, because...
Okay, while you're checking, I'm going to resolve Tia's slap.
That's fine.
Tia?
17.
That is on the nose what you needed to strike him. So you slap him, and what is your strength? It's 0? It obviously doesn't hurt him. You can roll like a d4, I guess.
4.
He takes it. He just kind of looks sad. He grabs your hands in his, not like roughly, like he clasps them. And he says, don't you see? This is going to be huge for our kingdom. We will never be forgotten to the wayside as a kingdom that's useless ever again. We are now going to be the epicenter of magic in this area. Don't you see? We're going to have a god on our side. I'm doing this for us.
Tio, you don't know what you're doing. You're brainwashed.
I'm not brainwashed.
Look at what you are doing. Look around you.
I see it, Tia. I've never been brainwashed.
I have no idea how much damage this actually is going to do, but she just wants this to end, so she goes, I'm sorry, and pulls out her rapier and stabs him.
Oh, shit.
Well, fuck yeah, all bets are off.
So go ahead and roll me an attack.
17.
Yeah, that's on the nose what you need to hit him, so roll me some damage. This is a sneak attack, so, like, you get that right off on him.
9 damage.
For the record, Archer is literally losing his shit banging on this wall, wanting to go fucking ham on little Toad Boy. He's not having any of this shit right now. And once he saw that Tia fucking put a knife to her brother, he's like, oh, okay. I can kill him now.
She does not like that she is doing this. She's very upset.
He looks like he takes it. He looks more confused than anything else. He's confused that you're stabbing him. And he literally looks you in your face and says, no, you don't understand. I'm going to go ahead and have you and him roll initiative. Well, you've now moved to attack him.
I know. I rolled a 9.
Okay. How did your Dispel Magic go?
Apollo's going to look at Hank and say, the barrier or the spell?
Do it now.
The barrier or the spell?
Choose!
He's just gonna try it on he's gonna cast Dispel Magic on the spell itself. Or the box, I guess, where the spell is emanating from, it looks like.
It's a big gold, round, almost fleshy type thing that's slowly turning to stone. It looks like it may have been a part of a gold dragon at one point.
Yeah, I gotcha. It's the magical effect within that area. I guess I will cast it on. So I'm going to assume it's higher than 3rd level, unless this is a really lame god spell.
Yep, it sure the fuck is. Yeah, it sure is.
In that case, I had to make an ability check, which the DC, Steph, is 10 plus the spell's level. So whatever you would equivalent that.
Okay.
I'm going to roll. I assume it's going to be real damn high. So
it's going to be real fucking high, but
probably.
You can try.
So my ability, which is wisdom, that's right. So it's a +4 to this roll. So, oh boy, here we go.
Jesus fuck, the silence is palpable.
I know. Everyone around the table is just like,
I'm texting this to Steph for the sake of being direct. I swear to fucking God, I just rolled a natural 20.
Cool.
Fucking, so that's a 24, so technically speaking. I swear to God.
I know it's a 24, technically speaking. And I know that usually. I'm
aware. No. I'm just saying, I took the picture, I sent it to you because I wanted it to be as legit as possible.
I know that usually a natural 20 usually indicates success, at least in battle. In this case, the DC was actually higher than that.
How do you go higher than that? You just auto-lose.
And you don't auto-lose at different levels, Mike.
Yeah, so a DC, this is very behind the veil, like whoosh.
Yeah, behind the
Listeners, players, DMs alike. In 5th edition, even though that it's a very common house rule that a 20 is an auto-success, rules as written, a 20 is not always an auto-success.
Yeah, that's fair.
So unfortunately, you roll really well, and you feel it in your gut. You're like, this is gotta work. But you feel resistance. You feel a resistance like you've never felt before. In fact, in the back of your head, you hear a voice, a female voice, say, "Let go, it's too much." And you do. You get scared. On your back, your trident is glowing, as if it was protecting you from something evil.
Oh boy. Okay. Sapoa stumbles back a little bit, almost like he got pushed a bit, and he just kind of looks over his trident and just goes, "Oh boy, wow, okay. Hank, this is really bad. I don't think I can stop this. I've tried really hard, I promise."
Hank, beside you, you see this trident glowing, and you get a sensation, a very familiar sensation that you haven't felt since the island. And you know that someone was just with him.
Fuck him. Hank just continues to try and break down the barrier with everything he has. Probably with Archer.
Oh god. Yeah, so all of you are essentially just banging on this barrier that you can't seem to get through. Even Barkley is trying to dig under it while crying.
Shift is just pressing against it like plexiglass at a fucking visitation center. Take me!
Yeah, like when you go to a pet store and the puppies are scratching the walls.
I was going to say, if I get another action, I'm going to try it again, but I don't want to jump in initiatives.
If we're going to start doing initiatives, I'm going to go ahead and let everyone else roll initiatives. That if you want to try attacking this barrier. But for now, because you guys are just doing that, I'm going to add you after, so I'm going to resolve Tia and Tio's interaction first. Okay, so he scored higher than you.
Mm-hmm.
So he does get the first action. His action is actually going to be to disengage and essentially jump over this item. So it's separating you and him with his face towards you and his back towards the barrier. And he says, "It doesn't have to be this way. We should rule together. I always wanted to rule together, but they said it would be easier without you. I thought I was doing what was best for our kingdom. I am so happy that we can do this together. Just listen." And that's what he says for his turn.
That's it?
Yeah, he doesn't try to attack you. And now it's your turn. So what are you doing?
Know.
Are you just listening?
No, I'm not. I need to compose myself. Because the audio's not going to be clear. It's just going to be noise if I just...
Growl and groan.
She looks him dead in the eye and goes, "This is fucking evil. I don't know how you can't feel it in your soul. You're going to have to kill me if you think I'm going to let you do this. And I'm going to run up to him and attack him."
Are you going to touch the thing in the center? Because he's put that thing very specifically between you. Or are you going to jump over it?
I'm going to jump over it.
Okay. So you use part of your movement to jump over this thing. And then roll me an attack.
Okay. I'm going to do both my attacks.
Okay.
The two rolls were a 17 and a 19.
Yeah. They both hit.
So 16 damage.
He's not looking very good. Your brother never had the best stamina. Also, everyone else, give me your initiative while this little battle is playing out in front of you.
Natural 20.
19?
14.
13.
So Arger is top of the round. Arger, you're facing a barrier. It's you can't see anything, but you also can't move forward. It's very frustrating.
Well aware of that, and he doesn't know magic shit very well, so he's going to still attack the barrier. He a dum-dum. He's going to rage.
He's going to rage a second time?
He's angry. I'm playing again.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's big.
Fuck this barrier. It's probably not going to work, but who cares?
I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to make a Constitution save for every strike you do to this barrier.
Goody gumdrops. All right.
And you are exhausted. I feel it's only fair to tell you.
I am level 1 exhausted, so that only affects ability checks.
Ah, okay, perfect.
Not saves and not attacks. I was Googling that as we were doing this.
Good plan.
So 21.
I mean, you'll hit the barrier.
I'm going to just do all my attacks and then damage.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
And then I'll do my save at the end. 16.
That'll hit.
All right, so two attacks. I don't think I could frenzy again, so that's just going to have to be what we get. 16 damage.
Cool. It doesn't really look like anything happens, but do roll me Constitution twice.
I will. First one. Anything special for this? Probably not. That's a 15.
Now that'll
And-
fail?
Oh, goody. And then the next one, I guess it really doesn't matter. The next one is a dirty 20.
That one will succeed. So for the first one, you're going to take only 1 psychic damage.
I don't get to half any of that. Can't half a 1 anyway. And then for the first, then I don't get anything for the second attack, right?
No, you save for the second strike.
Okay, cool. There we go. That's Arger.
Okay. Hank.
Hank is going to hold his turn until after Sapala's, but he looks Sapala in the eye, and I guess it's a mixture between anger and also desperation. And he's just looking at him drop the barrier.
Next up is Tio. So Tio is going to look very sad, take out a rapier, and try to stab you. And he says, for the good of the kingdom. Does a 19 hit your AC?
Mm-hmm.
He actually gets 2 stabs, so I'm going to roll the second one as well. I mean, I assume 18 on the die will hit you, though.
Yeah.
So that's 16 damages that he gives you as he pokes one shoulder and then the other. He's mostly trying to, it looks like, disable you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you at currently, Tia?
16. I'm sorry, 19. My bad.
Ugh.
And then after he stabs you, he says, drop your weapon. We can end this peacefully. We can rule together, sister.
For the good of all things living, no.
Next up is Sapala.
Sapala looks at Hank as he says that to him, and he kind of nods, and he just goes, I can do this. And he's going to just focus on the barrier this time, and he's just going to kind of whisper to himself and just goes, I know you saved me before, but please help me save my friend. And he's going to try to dispel magic on the barrier.
Okay.
Is there any chance that this is a 3rd level barrier?
It's actually level 4, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm going to hope that this still has some mojo in it, so Shift, be ready with that Tides of Chaos or whatever thing you've got, because I might need that. So let's find out. So technically it's 10 plus the spell's level, so you said it's level 4, so I need at least a 14 to defeat it. So I have a plus 4 to wisdom. Total will be an 18.
The barrier drops.
Please, you must believe me. This will be for the good of our kingdom, especially for our god-tier patrons, Lucky Potatoes, Dom and Heather Cruz, Aaron Gibbs, and Daniel Bart. Please, if you would only listen, you would see. I'm doing this for all of you.
As the barrier drops, I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Dirty 20.
14.
19.
16?
18?
Shift and Arger fall over as the ground beneath your feet trembles again. There's the sound underfoot of the earth cracking as if something is becoming hollow underneath. Hank, this sound is familiar, terrifying, and causing serious triggers. Next to you, Ari's wings are flapping furiously. She doesn't seem capable of staying still on your shoulder. She's flying around your head, making this horrific sound.
I know.
But Hank, the barrier has dropped, so that means you can take your action.
I was going to say, does Sapala have any actions left after Dispel?
I could do my spirit totem, but I'm not sure what help they would be at the moment. Although, Tia is not looking good, I assume.
She's probably looking pretty bloody, as is her brother, though.
On a scale of 1 to 52, I'm at 19.
Usually I would do my unicorn spirit, but I cannot heal this turn, so I feel like I need to give her something to kind of keep her up. Sapala's just gonna gesture his hand out and just goes, we need a little bit of strength, please give us a hand. And these little bubbles are going to start coalescing again, and instead of the normal little narwhal that pops up, out pops this sort of chibi version of a whale, except this whale has enormously, overly large, Mr. Universe arms with these, giant biceps. As I do my bear spirit, which will give everybody 10 temporary hit points.
Yay!
And it will also give everybody advantage. It gives my allies advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Nice. And as a mechanical reminder, remember that temporary hit points go off first and then your hit points. Think of it like a shield over your health.
Yep, good reminder.
Also, as a last minute free action, Sapala will say to Hank, I've got one more big spell that I could maybe get some of us out of here if we have to, but you've got to let me know if we need to run.
Hank just gives him a nod.
Okay. Then Hank, actually, since you were holding your action until the barrier drops, you see the barrier drop. Sapala shouts to you. What do you do?
Bonus action. He's going to use his feature of healing light. So he opens his mouth and everything gets like a little bit dark and stuff like that with his healing. And he is going to give Tia 4d6 healing, which is the maximum he can do. It's not a lot.
Anything at this point.
14 hit points back.
33 out of 52. Plus 10 temporary.
Hey, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
War of attrition.
Yep, a little message along the lines of, kick his ass. And Hank's actually going to make his way to the little epicenter.
Yeah.
Hank's not the brightest guy. I'm going to grab that shit.
Okay.
What? I am attempting to disbar it?
Great. As a DM, I would like to ask you, are you sure you would like to do this?
Hank doesn't want another Persa? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is like just basically like all piss and vinegar, just trying to get this thing the fuck out of this thing.
Great. You grab it. I'm going to need you to make me a wisdom and a constitution save, please.
Okay. Wisdom save is a 15.
That's a fail.
Ben luck.
Add a d4.
All right, I'll add a d4 from Shift.
Shift. Face up against the barrier. Barrier goes away after Sapala does his dispel, which causes Shift to land face first into the ground. He looks up. He sees Hank running towards the item and grabs it and is just impressed by just the sheer audacity of somebody who just like runs into the middle of an obvious death storm and just grabs at the source that's obviously causing the death storm.
He basically threw himself on a landmine.
Yeah, and he can appreciate that.
Throwing myself on a landmine would be a horrible analogy because a landmine doesn't do anything until something's on it. Like I could see a grenade, but landmine is just like, oh no, watch out, guys! There's a landmine in front of the car.
You're right. You're throwing yourself in a grenade. My bad.
You didn't have to touch it.
Yeah,
but you did. And Shift is impressed. So he's just going to kind of focus his energy on Hank and wish him the best. And do his best in bending luck, which will add a d4, which I will roll.
Please.
To your 15, you said?
Bless you, kind sir.
That's a 3. So now that 15 becomes an 18.
That's going to also fail.
Fuck.
Ooh, that's not nice.
Oh no.
So that's wisdom out the door.
So that's the wisdom aspect. So give me the con as well.
Motherfuck. So, remember how I said that Hank is not a wise man?
Sure did.
Yeah, we did fail your wisdom throw.
Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
Hank makes up for that in tenacity. That is a natural 20, which is my third one this session. 2 from the last one and this one.
Man.
But is it enough to still?
Yeah.
What's the con mod plus to see if it saves the DC still?
23 total.
That will actually succeed.
Thank God.
So your brain is mush, but your body is still intact.
I know. Hank throws himself at this item. You're immediately brought back to that moment in Persa where you were completely impaled mentally. You feel like you're back in the worst fucking moment of your life, and it physically causes you pain. You're gonna take 16 psychic damage as mentally you are back on Persa.
Yo, that temporary health, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hank is at 4.
physically, there's nothing actually happening in your body, but your mind is being torn asunder. It is terrifying. Around your head, Aerei seems to sense that something's wrong. She's pulling at your hair. She's trying to get you away from the item. She's kind of tugging at like your clothing frantically. We're going to say that's your turn.
I was going to emphasize, I don't let go.
You don't let go.
No, I am trying to get this thing out.
Okay. Real quick, just for funsies, give me a strength check to see if you're pulling this thing out at all.
With advantage, because of my totem.
I'm getting help from Stwong Whale.
Strong whale.
I've yet to name this whale, but Strong Whale, it seems nice because he's just a whale body with these giant, beefy, like, muscular man arms.
I thought you were going to go with anchor arms.
No, they're just like Popeye arms. They're just like these big old biceps that don't make sense.
Trogdor.
Yeah, that's all I thought too when you just described that was Trogdor.
So, thank you for the advantage, because the first roll was a 1.
So far, it's an improvement. Gotcha.
The second roll is a 15 plus 0, which makes a 15.
It doesn't seem to budge. It seems almost rooted in there with magic. Like, as you dig in, you can feel the magic, almost like roots growing from it, and they're scaly.
Can't stop, won't stop.
And that is, I'm going to say, probably your turn. That was his held turn, so now we've got shift.
I can't get this idea of like Guardians of the Galaxy out of my head right now. With like the Power Stone and like the whole, like essentially the ending of that movie. So, and Shift was already excited about grabbing this thing before Hank got there. So I feel like Shift is going to approach the epicenter of this death storm, but rather than grabbing the item, the dragon head that is causing the source of this.
I mean, it's not a dragon head. Technically, it's like a inside, like a pancreas,
like a gizzard or something.
Yeah,
It's his gallstones.
Right. Yeah, it's like a gallbladder or something.
The item of mass destruction.
The Infinity Gallstone.
Right.
The Infinity Gallstone.
So instead of grabbing that, Shift is going to instead grab Hank's shoulder and try to, in any way, shape, or form, redirect the energy that is coming off of him. Because if you haven't determined that Winter Shift is a bit of a masochist at this point, then you haven't been paying attention.
Great. As you touch Hank, I'm also going to need you to give me a wisdom and a constitution save.
All right.
As like electricity, it seems to be channeling right up into you when you touch
Are we going to all do like Hands Across America, Buy the World of Coke by the end of this? Is that what's going to happen?
I mean, hands across Guardians of the Galaxy style.
Yeah.
I mean,
He watched the wrong part of the movie. He's supposed to dance.
we're dance fighting, yo.
Wisdom save is 15. Constitution is 18.
Those will both fail.
They're both gonna fail. Okay, so this is going well so far.
We're doing great.
Yep.
This is going great.
It's okay if they fail. It's okay. Shift likes the way it hurts.
You're going to take 17 psychic damage and 11... Radiant isn't the right word.
Force?
Yeah, probably 11 force damage.
In response, it's just the longest sigh that you've ever heard.
Also, Shift, because you took the wisdom damage, you're also back in the worst possible moment of your life. Mentally.
Oh, I can immediately tell you what that is.
I appeared on a boat staring at an old man.
There's a corpse at
That
my
time
feet.
at my childhood recital where I wet myself and freaked out and ran off.
No, it's when he broke. It's when he broke his hand from a high five.
When he dislocated his arm.
He does that scene from the Goonies.
Go ahead and describe Shift's worst memory.
Oh, the worst moment of his life?
Yep.
If you recall Shift's origin episode, the worst moment of his life is when he was reaching out to his mother and his mother was reaching out to him, and a portal shut, and he saw his mom's fingers get cut off
Yep.
by the portal, and realized at that moment that he was probably not going to see his home for a very, very long time.
So you're just reliving that moment right now as you touch Hank.
I mean, I would be remiss in saying that Shift hasn't constantly relived that moment in his life for the past 100 years.
I believe it.
So
Fun.
this is just standard practice for Sad Shift. But no, that's his move. He's holding on to Hank's shoulder as tight as he can, doing his best to do the only thing that Winter Shift thinks that he's good at, and that's take abuse.
Oh man. Next up is Tia. Your brother is standing before you. He has stabbed both your arms. You also now see Hank has thrown himself onto the item in question. And Shift is for some reason grabbing him and also trying to help, question mark? It's hard to tell. He looks very catatonic right now. Both of them kind of look catatonic.
She wants this to be over, so she's going to take her 2 attacks with her rapier.
Okay, make those attacks.
That is an 18.
That'll hit.
That is a 19.
That'll also hit, so roll me some damage.
So real quick on the first one, she's going to, with the power, seeing her friends working with her and everything, put an unwavering mark on him to try to keep him from hurting any of her friends.
Okay, what does that do? We've never used this before.
When you hit with a melee weapon attack, you can mark the creature until the end of your next turn. While it is within 5 feet of you, a marked creature has disadvantage on any attack rolls that doesn't target you. If the marked creature deals damage to anyone else, you can make a special melee weapon attack against it on your next turn as a bonus action with advantage and +3 extra damage. You can make this attack 1 time per long rest.
Nice.
So he has an unwavering mark on him.
Okay, very cool.
Hannah using that cavalier.
Yeah, Barkley is also running towards you, but he's very confused by the lights and things and can't seem to get to you.
That was pretty much max damage. That's 22.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Okay. He's still standing. Doesn't look great, though. So you kind of stab him, and he coughs up a little blood. It trickles kind of down his chin, but he just locks eyes with you the whole time.
So at this point, she's not really talking. She's just has the knife still in him for a moment and is just like starting to weld up like, I can't let you do this. Like trying to kind of convince herself like this is what she needs to be doing.
Okay.
That's the end of her turn.
Arger, top of the round.
Does Archer have enough space to get in flanking position with Tia against her brother?
Yeah, his back is towards you.
All right. Before I attack, even though I'm raging, I look to Tia and I go, sorry.
Tia doesn't hear it.
Because she's locked eyes with her brother.
She's already in tears.
I'm going to axe your brother. I have advantage. I'm raging.
You're using an axe, is that right?
Yes, I am. My bone axe, if that matters. And I'm also going to frenzy, because the book does not specify that I have a limit on my frenzies, but it does give me more exhaustion. Next round, I wrap up.
Okay.
So I'm going to be a weak boy after this. All right.
Sure.
That's 17 on the die. I'm going to roll for a crit. That's less. The 17 hit.
17 is on the nose what you need.
All right, rolling again. I'm just going to do everything all in one big old thing.
Okay.
19.
Yep.
27.
Yep.
Oh, someone's got to do the dirty work. 32 damage.
Yeah, it's overkill. So I imagine this is how I'm going to set up the scene right now. Because Tia's in front of you, convincing herself that she needs to kill her brother in order to save the world. Her brother is locked eyes with her. He's pleading with her. Essentially still. He's trying to say, this is the best for our kingdom. How do you not see? Please just talk to me. And as he's saying that, please just listen, an axe comes through his chest. You see the axe, you see Arger kind of looking, pissed, but also,
pained
behind him. You watch your brother, he looks down at the axe, stunned. Oh fuck, there's an axe on my chest. And then he looks back up at you and says, well, why? And then the light leaves his eyes.
No. Okay. That's not in character. I'm trying not to cry.
Barkley comes to you in this moment.
Good.
As essentially your brother's corpse hangs off of your friend's weapon.
Whew. In the moment, is the sky still all dark and shit still going on?
Everything is still going terribly awry, actually. Thank you for pointing that out.
Can I do a perception check to see if it's the thingamajig?
Well, before that, I'm going to need everyone to make another dexterity save.
Okay. Okay.
And I can't see it, I bet.
No, you can't. It's the ground shaking.
I know. I'm just being
It's not like a
petty.
attack. Okay. Billy, what do you got?
I got a 4, so I'm probably on my ass.
Yeah, you fall over.
Yep.
And as you fall, you actually feel the ground crumbling beneath you. Arger.
9. Here we go
You
again.
also fall over and feel the ground crumbling beneath you. It feels very familiar to when you were on the
I bet
ice.
it does.
Tia,
22.
you save, but you do feel the ground is suddenly growing brittle underneath your feet. Hank, you're already on the ground. I'm not going to make you do a dex. Aren't you on the ground? Or no, you're just
Yeah, well,
lifting.
I'm trying to pull it.
He's holding the box.
So however you picture that, like Slav squad.
Yeah, you're like squatting. How do you get the dex?
Hank got a 18.
That is just what you needed to save. But you do feel the ground shaking beneath your feet, and you hear that uncomfortable crumbly sound. You actually can see at your feet cracks of light forming around your feet. And you can feel Aerei pulling with her claws in your hair, pulling so hard. Shift.
13.
You also fall over. You lose connection immediately with Hank. You fall over, and you kind of feel like the ground brittle underneath your butt. You almost feel like if you move wrong, it might collapse underneath you.
Can I do the perception check?
Yes, you can do a perception check.
I crit
You crit on your perception check. What were you looking for?
to see essentially what to stop this.
I mean, you see Hank. You see the lights coming out of the ground. You have no idea how to stop this. You just see it happening, and you see it super clear.
Alright. She wouldn't be asking all these questions. She goes towards the statue and is trying to help Hank pull it up. She's not strong, but
Are you putting your hands like on Hank? Because Hank is essentially covering the whole of the item with his arms. So you're like trying to go around Hank's arms to lift with him, kind of deal. Like, what are you doing there?
probably, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to roll me a wisdom save and a constitution save, please.
Okay. Wisdom is a 17. I've been rolling really good.
Great.
I don't know if that's good enough.
No, unfortunately it's not.
Okay, con. 19.
The con saves, but the wisdom doesn't. So you take 9 psychic damage, and you are reliving Tio's death over and over again in your mind. But why? Hank, it's your turn. Tia is holding you. You're still holding this thing. And I'm gonna need you to make me another wisdom and con save, please. At disadvantage, though.
Alrighty.
Oh, God.
It's gonna get harder as you hold on longer.
Alright, so wisdom at disadvantage. This is gonna hurt. That is a 10.
That is a failure? What did you get for your con?
That is better. That's a 19.
That'll save, but the wisdom didn't. Hold, please. That is 20 psychic damage.
Can Hank say something before he goes down?
Yes.
He'll look to Tia and just ask her. Nah, he'll tell her, take Aerei.
No!
You go down. Tia, underneath your fingertips, you start to feel dust. You were holding Hank's arms. His arms have now become dust. A blackness kind of starts overtaking the area. The ground beneath you rumbles, cracks. You hear the stone as if it's being absorbed into the land. You see it completely black now. The area around is shooting light. But Hank's dark mist envelops the stone. There's a flash of bright light. You hear Aerei, a human voice, screaming, "No!" The ground stops shaking. Everyone's eyes have closed from the brightness of the light. The sun seems to come out. And when everyone opens their eyes, Aerei's form is there, cradling a crow. She's crying, and she says, "He saved me again." And that's where we're going to end this session.
Thank you for tuning in to Standard Array. Help our show grow by leaving us a review on your podcast player of choice and sharing us with your friends, players, and DMs. Also, please make sure to follow us on social media or on our Discord server for our next adventure. Links are in this episode's description.